Hello, everyone. This is the most magnificent bird, Beak, speaking to you today. And in today's video, I am back at it once again with another character review. And this character review is going to be on Gold Mythic Anniversary Maggie. So yes, Anniversary Maggie specifically, has finally come into the game, and she's obviously a part of the Prisoner's Allegiance. And there's one thing with Maggie that I do want to rant about. It's not about the character herself or anything specifically. Well, there's one tiny thing in her kit that, let's just say, there are certain individuals that might have you believe that payback and vengeance are completely gone, and that's not true. She has something in her kit that has something that counters those two specialist skills, and it's very good, but like I said, those specialist skills all of a suddenly aren't all that much gone at all. And there's a way they could have actually improved the leader skill, and we will definitely get into it. So before we get started, I hope all of you are doing good and staying safe out there. I'm doing alright, and I'm staying safe for the most part. And I don't think we should waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into this character review, shall we? Anniversary Maggie, Prisoners. Her trait is tough. Her role is a damage dealer. And her allegiance is a member of the Prisoners. Now let's take a look at her stats. Her attack stat is 25,951. Her defense is 14,417. And her HP is 17,301. Now let's take a look at her adrenaline rush. Knockout Slugs. The recharge rate is 55 AP. That's very fast. That's faster than most gold mythics. Stun a line of enemies for 1 turn if they have 60% or more of their max HP. Make a critical attack against that line of enemies for 400% damage each. So let's see, her stunning a line of enemies, that's actually very good, honestly, depending on the situation you're coming up against and depending on who's on that line. That stun for a simple turn can be, it is going to be very good, but it can also make a huge difference, honestly, depending on the situation you're facing and depending on the line that you target. That stun for that 1 turn can definitely make a difference. So that, I like that. I wish it was for 2 turns, but depending on the situation you face, that one turn will definitely make a difference for sure, depending on the situation for sure. Then also, if they have 60% or more of their max HP, she will also be making a critical attack against that line of enemies for 400% damage. That, honestly, that potentially could be really good, honestly. 400% damage is not, it's not that low, but I feel like it could have been higher. But there are other parts of her kit like that, like I said, we'll get into it. I don't know everything about this character's kit. I only know about the leader skill And, you know, it's a very, you know, the leader skill is kind of like, depending on who you listen to, they can mislead you. I don't think they're meaning to mislead you, but we'll get into it. So yeah, I like the adrenaline rush. I think it's pretty good. It's a pretty good start to this character, but oh yeah, there's definitely more about this character, so let's go ahead and look at her signature move. Shield Buster. The initial cooldown is turn 1. The number of uses unlimited, and 2 turns for the cooldown. Make a critical attack against an enemy for 350% damage, plus 1 attack if the enemy has bonus HP. Now, I like this. This is a little bit less damage than the adrenaline rush, but if someone on that particular line has bonus HP, you're only going to be doing an extra attack, and honestly, that's not a bad thing at all. I think it's pretty simple, straight to the point. I do like the adrenaline rush just a little bit better, but the signature move is still not that bad, honestly. I think it's pretty solid. Now, let's take a look at Anniversary Maggie's Mythic abilities. Agility, 20% increase in basic attack damage. No need to really go into this. I would 100% level this one up on all of your damage dealers. That should be no question. Partnered Power, 15% attack when Anniversary Glenn is on the team. This fighter gets an additional 15% attack. Anniversary Glenn gets the same total attack increase as this fighter. Now, this potentially could be really good. Like it simply states, if both Anniversary Maggie and Anniversary Glenn are on the same team, both of them are going to be helping each other out. Now, when I went over Anniversary Glenn, I believe Anniversary Glenn, you know, on one of his mythic abilities, if him and Maggie, Anniversary Maggie, if both of those tunes were on the same team, I believe they both got Guardian Shield. I believe so. I'm pretty sure. Now, thanks to them being on the same team, not only are they potentially going to get Guardian Shields because both of them are on the same team, but both Anniversary Maggie and Anniversary Glenn are going to get their attack higher, 15% attack, and potentially that could be really good, honestly. Like I said, you know, like I'm saying now, it depends on the situation. That 15% attack might make a big difference, or it might make a little difference, or maybe no difference at all. I would definitely kind of wait and see with Partnered Power. I don't think it's bad, but the thing is, I think if you're missing one or the other, I might not touch it yet, but if you have both of them, then it definitely might be worth leveling up for sure. So it's and all depend on what you have in your roster type of situation. I would say simply, if you have both Anniversary Glenn and Anniversary Maggie, if you have both of them, level it up. If you don't have either one of them, or if you're missing one of them, I wouldn't worry about it yet. It's a type of just wait and see what you have situation. But I think it's not that bad. Powerful Rounds, 50% crit damage multiplier. Ooh, I like this one. I would 100% level this one up. Although we are going to take a look at her weapon. It does look like she's got a special weapon attached to her, so it definitely depends on what the weapon beholds, but maybe it has something to do with crit. I haven't taken a full look at her kit. I only know that she's gonna obviously pair up with Anniversary Glenn, and I know about the leader skill. That's the only things I truly know about this character. But yeah, powerful rounds, that potentially could be very useful for Maggie, so without a question, without a doubt, that one, powerful rounds, would be worth leveling up for sure. Taking advantage. At the start of each wave, this fighter gets 40% attack that increases by 25% each turn for the rest of combat. Ooh, I actually really like this one. And this one doesn't have anything to do with Glenn being on the team, so I think I would 100% level this one up just because it's, I feel like it's going really well with her kit. So she'll be getting, at the start of each wave, like it says, she will get 40% attack that increases by 25% for each turn for the rest of combat. And we're going to get into the leader skill just in a moment. And I'm going to talk about how they definitely could have improved the leader skill. I don't think it's bad, but if you listen, you know what? I'll talk about it when we actually get there. So yeah, taking advantage, powerful rounds, agility, and partnered power. How I would level these up in a particular order, and the most importance, agility I'm going to put as number 1, powerful rounds, then taking advantage, and partnered power. The only reason I'm not putting that one as high is only because if you don't have, for whatever reason, if you don't have Anniversary Glenn, it wouldn't be worth leveling up. You know what I mean? But if you have him and her together, then 100% level that one up. Now, oh boy, here we go. Let's talk about this leader skill. All teammates get 100% counter damage reduction for 2 turns and 40% attack. Okay, so, there's a certain... I didn't watch the video, but there's a certain content creator's thumbnail that says, "Goodbye, payback, and vengeance." Well, that's not necessarily true, but here's the thing about that. I've been thinking, and I don't think they intentionally meant to mislead anybody, because, this is a great way to counter payback and vengeance, but this doesn't necessarily get rid of those specialist skill. What, are they never going to come out with another Payback and Vengeance tune ever again? Are they going to get rid of those characters? No, they're not. But, this is just another way to counter those two, but Payback and Vengeance aren't truly gone. They're never going to disappear from the game. It's good that they gave us another way to counter those two specialist skills, but if you have Christmas Carol or even the Wanderer, they are fine ways of countering those two as well. Which, obviously with this, you're not going to get any damage, but it's only for 2 turns. That's the downside on that. Maybe in certain particular teams that you will be able to take down those Payback and Vengeance tunes within those 2 turns. Maybe, maybe not. Some people will be able to do that. Some people won't be able to do that necessarily. And then, I'm just saying, what if you're still battling Peacekeeper after the 2 turns? Then what? You're screwed. Now, how they could have improved this leader skill. All teammates get 100% counter damage reduction for the rest of combat. There you go. that would have, then, you know, goodbye, payback, and vengeance. If it would have been for the rest of combat, then that statement would have been true. That definitely would have been a lot more truer. But it's only for 2 turns, so... I mean, that's kind of the little rant I have on that. It's just like the misinformation of having somebody think that you no longer have to deal with payback and vengeance. This is just another way to counter that. But otherwise, it's not a bad leader skill. It's just a little deception, a little bit of misinformation being spread to people. But other than that, I mean, it's not a bad leader skill. It's a very good leader skill without a doubt. It's just payback and vengeance is still going to be in the game. So just be careful who you listen to about certain stuff. But otherwise, I mean, this is still a really great way to counter those 2 things. But they're not gone. And then plus, they're getting 40% attack, which that's not nothing to sneeze at either. Now, let's take a look at her weapon. Anniversary Maggie's Shawed-Off Riot Shotgun. 40% attack, a huge bonus to AP when attacking, improved splash damage, when attacking, 60% chance to deal 120% damage to all enemies adjacent to the target. Improved rampage, critical attacks will hit 2 other enemies on the same side of the battlefield for 175% damage. So, I'm not really going to go a whole lot into the weapon, because, I mean, it's kind of laid out right there for you. 40% attack, that's obviously really good. The huge bonus to AP, that's pretty good. Improved splash damage, I think that's pretty good. And isn't that only on alert tunes? So I believe that might actually be off trait. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure improved splash damage is off trait, which honestly I think that's really good, because you're getting an off trait what was I going to say? What am I going to call it? A off-trait special. You're getting an off-trait special on the weapon, which that's a pretty big deal. And then improved rampage, that's also very good. So there's one logical, clear way to go on the weapon. Go all in on the attack and try for 55% attack, or if you didn't want to go all in on the attack, for whatever reason, this could be another option. I mean, I don't know if I would go with it, but you could take off the huge bonus to AP and maybe put crit and kind of go in on the attack and crit, but I wouldn't do that. You could do crits through mods. I think that would work just good enough. I would honestly go with the 55% attack and call it a day, honestly. So overall, I love her look, and I love the artwork on the left-hand side, and there is a little bit of misinformation involving her leader skill, but other than that, I mean, her leader skill is still really great. It's just, you know, the downside to it is it lasts only for 2 turns. The statement could have been a lot more true, is if the counter damage reaction, not reaction, but the counter damage reduction would have been, instead of for 2 turns, would have been for the rest of combat. Then that statement would have been a lot more truer. But they're thinking, oh, that's too powerful, you know. You know what, that's a little bit more of Scopely's fault, because, I mean, they made the leader skill they made it pretty good, but they definitely she could have been a real game changer by that, you know, this first part of the leader skill being for the rest of combat instead of 2 turns, which, I mean, that's the only downside on it, but, yeah, I really like the artwork on her. and I just love her get up. And yeah, I mean, if I had the coins to pull for Anniversary Maggie, I would, but this is a tune I'm unfortunately going to be missing out on because I am short 100,000, what did I say, coins? I'm short 100,000 tokens. So I definitely will not be pulling for her. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. That's all I got for you guys for today. What are your thoughts on Gold Mythic Anniversary Maggie? Will you be pulling for her? Or do you not have enough tokens to pull for her? Do you, what parts of her kit do you like the most? And whatever else your thoughts are on her, just let me know down in the comments. I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by and for your continued support, or if you're new, welcome in for the first time. All of you are very awesome, and I thank you again. And don't forget to hit the bell and switch on all notifications so you know the second I upload to YouTube. I am Beak, and I'm gonna go fly away back to my nest. Until next time, bye guys.